Good afternoon, thank you for joining me. Welcome to Camnet TV Midday News. To present it, I am Precious Mzeya Sakaleji. The headlines: OXCARTS servicing as ambulances in Chief SHAKUMBILA'S CHIEFDOM. LUNDAZI residents continue to lament over collapsed bridge amid flashing out of money by suspected PF cadres. Join me with the Midday News in detail after this commercial.
The Bible says, I knew you before I placed you in your mother's womb.
Apples and bananas. Work and wait, and this what you've been praying for.
And now the Midday News in detail. Due to lack of transport to service some parts of Chief SHAKUMBILA'S chiefdom in Central Province, the residents have resorted to using OXCARTS and motorbikes as ambulances. Transporters are said to be refusing to service the area due to bad roads. The residents have since complained to Camnet TV News of being neglected.
Transport is important because it enables communication, trade and other forms of exchange between people that in turn creates civilizations. Transport plays a significant part in economic growth and globalization. In Zambia, the public transport sector plays a cardinal role in helping people move from one destination to the other in a cost-efficient manner. Sadly, this is not the case for the people of Shakumbila Chiefdom in Mumbwa district who feel left behind. Sometimes people depend on OXCARTS as ambulances to transport patients to a nearest health center. The Lidwe area is endowed with gold, but the state of roads leaves much to be desired and there are no public service vehicles commuting the area. Hence, people are compelled to walk long distances to access social amenities. The people have been using motorbikes as a mode of transportation due to the poor state of the roads, which have remained like that for a long time, despite the area hosting mining companies. The residents are concerned that they have limited options, hence they are compelled to pay 30 to 60 kwacha to access motorbikes.
Transport yochoka pano parili good. Ni ovutako chifukwa ni 4 kilometers kuchoka pano pamene lili kufika patamaki. Then hapa ni pasanga. Timaenda na mendo kuenda ku road. Pena ngoyo denga timwa chansi ngako ni 20 kwacha akahonda kuyenda maenga tikulibe ni kuenda na mendo. So transport kuno ni ovuta. Kulibe ka basi kamene kama bwera teolo kama transport kulibe. So that's why kumamveka na bakapondo so tumayopo olo kuyenda. So bangatitandizireko ukafika pa clinic in 5 kilometers kwenda ku road. So lo muntu adwala ngati kulibe onda azifera.
And a bike rider also shared his perspective.
Choka pano kwenda pa jinari timashita 30 kwacha mtema. Then obwera futi 30 kwacha. Malodi kai anaipa anapa ya malodi kwa matipa newa matenga ko metiji. So noenda okufuti kumadala timachama 60 kwacha. Kwenda 60 kwacha kwenda 60 kwacha.
Patrick Soko, Camnet News.
In other news, Japanese Minister of Justice Yoko Kamikawa has announced that her country has offered to help Zambia strengthen its crime prevention and criminal justice system. Ms. Kamikawa disclosed to Mr. Kampyungo, who is in Kyoto, Japan for the 14th United Nations Congress on Crime Prevention and Criminal Justice that Zambia remains a strategic partner in many areas, including prevention of worldwide crimes. The Japanese minister is hopeful that Kyoto Declaration on Crime Prevention and Criminal Justice will help the two countries engage in justice diplomacy where the rule of law will be of paramount importance. And Minister of Home Affairs Stephen Kampyongo says an increase in collaboration between Zambia and Japan will help the two countries and the world fight over changing criminalities, especially in cyberspace. Meanwhile, speaking after attending the Side Congress Committee, Inspector General of Police Kakuma Kanganja disclosed that the police has put in place mechanisms that will ensure non-selective application of the law and a safe environment before, during and after 2021 general elections.
We also have a topic on international cooperation and technical assistance to prevent and address all forms of crime. That is terrorism in all its forms and manifestation, and the new emerging forms of crime. This is where we are looking at the cyber crime. The current crime trends, recent developments and emerging solutions, in particular new technologies as means for and tools against crime.
An 18-year-old girl of Lusaka's Kanyama compound, Angela Mwana, who was shot by a stray bullet during a joint security operation during the gassing period in February 2020, is steadily recovering from her wounds. The bullet broke Angela's hip bone and confined her to her bed as she could not walk. However, after over a year, the girl's health is beginning to take shape after help from various well-wishers towards her medication, as her family could not afford the huge medical bills they were getting at that time.
14 months after being hit by a stray bullet, Angela Mwana has received the medical help she needed to get her to walk again. Angela was in February of 2020 shot by a stray bullet following a joint operation between the Zambian police and the Zambian army in Chibolia compound. The bullet left her with a broken hip bone, forcing her to be groomed to her bed. The Camnet TV crew followed up the matter in December of 2020 and aired a story where Angela was seeking help from all well-wishers because the people responsible for her condition have not been able to render the family any help. The call, however, has yielded positive results as the family has been able to receive the financial support to take their daughter to the hospital to receive the medical attention she needs.
Kuti naungazikomo vantu vamevatandizira Mulungu avachingirize avadarise paiponse pamevasevenza business yavo ikazienda bwino Mulungu avachingirize avasogorere sikomo naunga sikomo Mulungu avachingirize.
And the brother, Agari Mwana, a third-year student at the University of Zambia who could not write his examination, has been able to write the failed examination, all because well-wishers were able to come on board.
I'm very grateful for the help which was rendered unto us, because without your help I could not have managed to write my exams. This year I'm in 4th year. I'll be graduating very soon. Because of your help, may God richly bless you.
And both the mother and father have thanked all well-wishers who came through to help the family. Angela's future has received light as she will be able to walk following a successful operation where intramedullary rods have been inserted in her hip bone to restore her leg. In total, A sum of 10,952 kwacha was raised, which has been used for her medical expenses, and part of the money will be used to pay for her school fees once she begins to work again. Prudence Chota, reporting for Camnet TV News.
The residents of Lundazi district in the Eastern Province have continued to lament over the collapsed bridge, which has remained unattended to for over a year now. The residents have wondered how huge sums of money is finding itself in the hands of political cadres while money for development cannot be found. The residents have also observed with interest how government officials are living lavish lives while works there were voted for has not been attended to. The Lundazi bridge was washed away by heavy rains in February 2020, but up to now, the bridge hasn't been worked on. On the 15th of February 2021, Housing and Infrastructure Minister Vincent Mwale promised the people of Lundazi that the bridge would be worked on soonest.
Because of bridge. The bridge is very dangerous. It's not fit for type of the transport that we use in Lundazi. Then the bridge itself, that narrow crossing point, is not safe anymore. This is rainy season. Vegetation has grown around that area. People's lives are threatened. So we just want to appeal the government once again to ensure that the bridge is done. It's evident now we are seeing a lot of money being given out to individuals, to communities, to groups by government leaders. So I think this is a signal that government has the money. So if that money, part of it can be put together, just put a temporary bridge at Lundazi bridge, so that us as a community of Lundazi, we also once again back to the normal, the way we used to operate way back. Look what the businesses are affected. Some of the commodities are not coming here. Chama, for instance, most of the buses have stopped going to Chama because of the deplorable state of the road. So we just want to appeal the government. This bridge has been overdue. Let the government do its due diligence. So I'm appealing through the district leadership. With the monies that are coming to the district that is being given, let part of it be reserved for the construction of the bridge.
Well, that news item brings us to the end of Camnet TV Midday News, but before we go, the headlines once again. OXCARTS servicing as ambulances in Chief SHAKUMBILA'S chiefdom. Lundazi residents continue to lament over collapsed bridge amid flashing out of money by suspected PF cadres. Thank you for joining me. I am Precious Mzea Sakaleji. Continue watching Camnet TV, not just another channel. Good afternoon.